Russo. Put your hands together. Come on, I know the big audience can do it.
How you guys doing? I'm going back on my promise to stay clean real briefly because I saw the video of the week, and I don't know how that was supposed to make people feel, but I watched like 3/4 of it and I went in the back and I'm like, Jamie, I want to punch me in the fucking face right now.
Yes.
So, real quick, on 3, everyone, fuck Bill O'Reilly. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck Bill O'Reilly.
And also, I'm a veteran, so the God Hates Fags group has a special place of hatred in my heart. Because there's people that I served with, I used to hang out with, who are dead now. And these fucking people are picketing their funerals, saying the reason they died is because homosexuality exists. Which, no part of me, not one bone in my body, is the least bit homosexual. But are you fucking serious? Like, you would actually go out there and claim that your loving God has told you to picket the funerals of dead soldiers because you disagree with people who just happen to be wired a specific way that's different from the way you're wired. It is ironic to me. Nobody in this room can help who they're attracted to any more than I could just wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what, I'm not going to be Italian anymore. I'm just going to pray and I'm going to be Irish. It doesn't fucking work that way. I'm Italian, which is awesome, and there's no change in that. You're awesome the way you are, there's no change in that. It's fucking bullshit. And every single bigoted asshole out there who says different will wind up in hell. Irony of ironies, all those people who claim to have Jesus on your side, you don't. At all. Matter of fact, Jesus might have been gay. He never married. That was kind of weird. Hung out with dudes his whole life. Yeah. Is that a radical thing? He might have been, nobody knows different. He wasn't married. He claimed he hung out with a female hooker. So, Red. Alright. Apparently, according to Jamie, I can cuss as long as I'm talking about sex and that's still clean. So, rant over. I'm going to tell you guys a story. True story. Wish it wasn't, but it is. I had a show in Orlando on a Thursday night. And I go and I do my show, and I come out to where my car was parked, and it's gone. So I pick out my phone, and I call the number on the handicap sign in front of the empty parking spot where my car was, and I'm like, where the hell's my car? They're like, you parked in the handicap spot, we had to tow it. I'm like, you've never seen me do comedy, you can just cut me a break, because clearly there's something wrong with me, at least some kind of minor handicap going on up here. And they're like, no, but you can come pick it up if you want to. I'm like, where's it at? And I mapped it, and it was 16 miles away. I'm not walking 16 miles, and I'm a comedian, so I probably don't have money for cab fare. I go back inside where my show was, and I told one of my friends who's in there what happened. He goes, dude, don't worry about it. I'll give you a ride in my truck. My friend's name is Preacher, okay? Now, in order to understand this story, you need to get a physical picture in your mind of Preacher. So imagine young Eddie Murphy had sex with Prince and had a kid. Yeah, and if Prince doesn't work for you, then substitute Tevin Campbell, same effect. Like, he's slim, black, young, kind of cute, dainty in that way. I told you the story's terrible. So he's like, dude, don't worry about it, I'll give you a ride in my truck. I'm like, all right, cool. We go back in. When he's done with his show, we walk out, and I'm like, all right, let's go to your truck. And we walk by the entire parking lot full of trucks. Like, they're all trucks, no cars. And none of them, I was like, is this a truck? Nope. This is a truck? Nope. Get the last one. Is this a truck? Nope. He just keeps walking. And he walks over to the bike rack. And he takes out his keys and he unlocks his vehicle, which is a moped. And he turns and looks at me like this. I'm like, are you serious? You said truck. Because I didn't say truck. I heard truck. If you would have said moped, I would have started walking 45 minutes ago. There's no way I'm riding a moped. He goes, you really want to walk 16 miles? No, but I really don't want to ride the moped either. He goes, just get on the damn moped. Like, all right, so sit on this moped. Now, you're a man who's attempting to maintain any semblance whatsoever of a hint of heterosexuality. There's some things to remember when you're riding a moped with another man. Number one, don't ride a moped with another man. But if you're forced to ride a moped with another man for 16 miles, most important thing, there can be no genital to ass contact. Ironically enough, this is exactly what happened when I sat down on the moped. Exactly like that. It bottomed out. Like, mopeds aren't built to have people like me on them at all, much less like behind some cute little man driving in front of the moped. So make sure there's no contact, I'm as far back on that seat as I could possibly get, like this. My feet are out for balance, and I'm hanging on with the tips of my fingers, just like that. This is what it looks like. And he's all the way forward on the seat as far as he can get, so basically only his tape is on the edge of the chair, just like this. And off we go. This is downtown Orlando, where all the clubs and all the chicks are walking around. So, knowing that I'm going to be seen by hundreds of chicks on this drive, I decide the best defense is a good offense, because there's no explaining this away once you see it. So I figured right before we passed by the first group of chicks who's walking that way, I'll go on offense. So I'm like, yo! You bitches want to ride? If any of you have kids, you know the look, what happens to a baby when you hand them a slice of lemon and they think it's candy, so at first they're really happy and they bite into it? That reaction as they bit into lemons, what happens when they turn around? They're walking, they turn around like, what is that? I'm like, I don't know what you're gonna do. There's nothing else I can say. We get to the end of the street, there's a stop sign. So he has to stop. Now if you realize this, the seat of the moped is vinyl, and I'm wearing jeans. Oh, no. He also is wearing jeans when he slams on the brake at this stop sign. So, what do two things happen? Either I slid forward into him, or he threw it back onto me like that. I don't know which one of those happens, but like we meshed for like a half a second, like just connected with like the in part and the out part, just like blanket blocks. Like, I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. I didn't get a boner per se. What I did get is like the kind of thing that every man would want to have if somebody barges in on you naked for the first time. Like just some fullness, like some outwardness, like I was having a good dick day all of a sudden. I don't know why. Clearly I'm not gay. On the back of a moped, and I just like together. And I was like, it wasn't full on, it was just impressive. Like some fullness. Like it was still flexible, I know, because I was able to tuck it underneath me and sit down on it for the rest of the drive. It was very important because we're driving through downtown Orlando and there's chicks everywhere. And to make matters worse, he's singing in the Navy at the top of his lungs, which is the worst thing you could possibly do, calling as much attention to me as possible. So, we run a red light in front of a cop who's parked specifically to pull over people who ran this red light. Not only does he not pull us over, I swear to God, I look behind me and they are laughing and pointing on the radio. They're like, no, you gotta see this. Yeah, tiny little cute black guy, loud mouth, muscle bound Italian on the back. On a moped, you guys wanna see this? Look, we have a camera. We're going to westbound on 3rd Street. This is how loud I know they were laughing, because the guy in the passenger seat was black, and I could not only see his teeth in the moonlight, I could see his gums glistening in the moonlight. You know how hard you have to laugh as a black person where I can see your gums? Like normal laughter, you can see teeth. I can see gums like he was Arsenio Hall with his gigantic horse gums. That's how loud they were laughing. And we're almost done. We're literally like a block away from where we gotta go to pick up my car. And we hit one of those ditches that they use to drain water, the above ground ditches on the edge of the streets when the city's too cheap to put in underground drains, one of those. We're going top speed on this moped, which is approximately 27 miles an hour. And we hit this bump. Now I'm leaning all the way back when we do this, and I briefly fear for my life. So I do the only thing I can think of to do in that moment when I think I'm gonna fall off and die. I grabbed onto him. So we spooned for like 3 seconds until I was no longer afraid for my life. And to make matters worse, there's no explaining away that you just spooned with another man when you're me. And then to make matters worse, when we stop, he turns around and looks at me. He's like, dude, do you have a boner right now? And I was like, no. That felt really weird just now. I just sat down on the microphone. Please forget that I ever said that. Not even told that story. We're not going to put this up on the internet anywhere. This is the first time I've ever told that story in my life, and I'm already regretting having told that story ever. This is either the worst thing or the most awesome thing of all time. This chair. You guys having a good time tonight?
Yeah!
I'm going to bring your host back up in the evening because I was told to only do 5 minutes, and with the exception of the rain I went on before because I was pissed off and that offended you, I'm sorry. I was pretty clean, so that was my goal for the night. So put your hands together and give it up for Reverend Jamie, guys.